In this video, we'll talk about once you've put your keywords in and you have a number of articles in your search result, how do you tell which articles to read or which may be good for your project? So let's review before we look at our search result. For websites, it's very important to understand who the author is and who the publisher is and whether this is a reliable or good source. But in databases, that is not applicable at all, because if it is a published article in a magazine and it's been chosen for this database, someone else has already determined that this is a good author and a good publisher, so you don't have to worry about. And the same goes for accuracy. Most magazines and newspapers have editors and fact checkers, and they check the sources and the facts to make sure that they're accurate. So you don't have to worry about those two things. It's very easy to see when it was published so that you know the information is current. So the two areas that you're most concerned with is bias. Is the author trying to persuade you or trying to get you to believe something? Do they have a specific viewpoint? Are they telling both sides of the issue? And who is the intended audience? So that is very important when choosing database articles. Also, coverage is important. Is this article the best for you? Does it cover everything you need? Are the images and charts clear? Is the information written at a level you could read? Now, sometimes for most of that, you actually have to read the article to tell. But let's take a look at some search results and see if we can tell which article might be best for us. In this search result, I searched Stand Your Ground Law. So let's take a look at some of the results I got. Right here, it will tell me the date it was published. It will tell me if it was a magazine or a newspaper. A periodical is a magazine, and this one is newspaper. And it will give me a little summary of what the article's about. So let's take a look. This article actually looks at Stand Your Ground Law in a trial for George Zimmerman. Is that what I want? Do I want a specific example? I don't know. Maybe I just want something in general. If I scroll down, here's an article that says how to turn your anger into action. Now, it sounds there that this author wants you to do something. They're trying to persuade you to do something. So this is definitely one side of the issue, and you might want to read it to get to know what that side thinks and wants you to do. So as you keep going, should Stand Your Ground laws be repealed? This author argues that Stand Your Ground laws should be repealed. Okay, so that's one side of the issue. You could click here for the full text or click this link and you will get the whole article, and it might be something that you want. Again, should Stand Your Ground laws be repealed? This author argues that they should not be repealed. Interesting. So that's the other side of the issue. You could click here or click here for the whole article and read the whole article. You can also then click the different pages and go through and see which articles you think would be most pertinent to your topic. Just because you have 300 results doesn't mean you have to read 300 articles. There is a way to tell just by looking at your search results what might be the most useful for your topic. You can also then, if you feel like you haven't gotten the results you want, narrow your search or broaden your search and keep looking. And that is a good way to analyze which articles to read. Let's review. Quickly check the publication date to make sure it is a current article and has the latest information. Read the summary to get a sense of the article. What's the viewpoint or the purpose of the article? Who's the audience? Is there a bias? Then you can click on the ones that seem to match your need. The only way to determine if it's really useful for the project is to read the whole article. Let's review. Quickly check the publication date to make sure it is a current article and has the latest information. Read the summary to get a sense of the article. What's the viewpoint or the purpose of the article? Who's the audience? Is there a bias? Then you can click on the ones that seem to match your need. The only way to determine if it's really useful for the project is to read the whole article.